This has got to be the fanciest Protech that I've ever held in my hands. What's going on, guys? Carter here. We're going to be taking a look at this beautiful, beautiful Protech. I am so glad I came across this. I didn't know these even came out. Some of you are going to be like, of course, everybody knows these came out. I didn't know they came out a few years ago, and I'm really glad I snagged one on the secondary market. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at it. Let's see why this is such a cool knife to me, why I think it's so cool. So it comes in a really cool box with a sweet little slip thing on here, and then take that off. And then it's got magnetic closure on this thing. Simple things make me happy, guys. Simple things. Presentation boxes. Sometimes I love them. Sometimes I think they're a waste of money. Right now I love it because I haven't had one in a while. Then we get this cool little baggie, cotton baggie. Here's some literature, blah, blah, blah. Protech USA, cotton baggie, and inside is the knife. So this is the Pro-Strider SnG limited run through Blade HQ. This thing is really, really cool. This is the only quote unquote Strider knife I have in my collection right now. I don't have any real full-on Strider knives. This is the only one, and it is really sweet. It's the SnG, really good size. I'll talk about that a little bit more here, but let's get a closer look at some of the features. So you may think this is aluminum or G10, but this is actually black micarta, this whole top scale here. Looks really, really good. I will say that the black micarta is a little bit of a waste because, you know, like I just mentioned, it doesn't really stand out that much. It kind of looks like aluminum or just regular G10, but it is micarta. The button here has a nice mother of pearl inlay, and a theme on this whole knife is like fingerprints all over this sucker. Titanium clip in the back. They kept the Strider design with the hole and the single screw, so this is all very Strider-esque, including these grooves cut on the back here, obviously the overall shape up here. So very similar to what a Strider SnG, a real one, would look like in terms of overall form, but this one is an automatic. And it's not just an automatic, it has a nightmare grind on here. And not only a nightmare grind, but a mirror polished nightmare grind. And it's hard to really fully get the full effect here because it just gets so dirty. Like, in order to get this looking nice, you have to clean it with alcohol, because any amount of grease or fingerprints, you can see it almost looks like it's stonewashed. I assure you it's not stonewashed. It's just the camera lights that I have, and it's not as clean as I thought it was. In low light, it looks sparkling mirror, but when you shine bright lights on it like this, it just shows everything going on here. Let me see if I can clean this up just a little bit, make her a little more presentable for you guys. One moment. Well, that didn't do much. I tried to wipe it off, like I said. I mean, if you hold it back like this, you can really see kind of that mirror finish. But the second you get any direct, bright, artificial light on it, it just, you can just see every imperfection. It's crazy. So this one is number 58 of 100, almost right down there in the middle. Protech is such a cool company. They make really good side opening automatics, one of the best in my opinion, especially at the price point. A lot of really cool models. They do a lot of collaborations. They all hit pretty hard. This one is no exception. Snaps right open, super high quality. Love that nightmare grind. Something about it, Mixed Strider really did a good job on the overall design of this. It's just a compound grind. It's not anything special in terms of what it is, but the angles at which he approaches it, how he gets this cool harpoon shape in the flats, it's kind of his signature look. You can see the Strider logo there. The flats are more of a machine ground finish, and then the polished grinds. I have no idea how they do this, guys. I have no idea how you keep such a crisp line, but then do a mirror polish. It makes no sense to me. I would expect these grind lines to be muddy as hell, and yet they absolutely are not. The other benefit to an automatic like this is it's very lightweight compared to the original. And the original isn't too heavy either. That was one of the things that Strider did well. I know some people hate Strider, but I also don't think they give him the recognition that he kind of deserves. And in doing a lot of cool, innovative things, one of them is the single slab of G10 on his designs. It's not replicated here. This is a little bit different, but normally it would be kind of the opposite of this. The top scale would actually almost be the single piece, the single thick piece of G10, and then it would have a thinner but still thick slab of titanium on the back. So it would make a very lightweight, for the size of like the SMF and for how thick the blade stock is, it's relatively light. And this actually takes it further. Because of the aluminum, there's no steel liners, there's no titanium in this. This is a very, very lightweight knife, and yet it's very well sized. 3.5-inch blade. You can see how it fits in my hand. And for anybody that hasn't held a Strider and looks at this and says, that's gotta be super uncomfortable, it's really not as uncomfortable as you would think. For the most part, it actually fits the hand very, very well. Yes, there is this angle right here, and that does kind of get into your palm. And if you were really bearing down on it, you might feel a little something there. But because of how it literally fits right in that crevice, and it is a rounded corner, it feels pretty good. And then when you choke up here, you get this piece right here hitting your palm, which gives you good leverage. Like, the Strider design is more ergonomic than you would ever imagine. Very surprising. A lot of people, the first time they hold one, whether it's a real Strider, or in this case, I mean, not that this isn't a real Strider. It's an official collaboration. You can see the logo right there, guys. This is legit. This is a real boy, but it is a Protech, and they maintain all of the main features and design notes of the Strider SnG. It's a really good size of a knife. The only downside, if I had to knock this down. So here's the thing. I've said a bunch of pluses. This thing is awesome, especially for the money. Getting these features, mirror ground blade, the Strider design, the nightmare grind, the inlay and the button. This thing is just packed full of features. I get that this isn't everybody's cup of tea, right? Especially for a Strider. Striders are kind of known as hard use your tools, who cares what it looks like. The more scratches it gets, the better. So to put a mirror finish on it is a little bit blasphemous in some people's eyes. So I get that this isn't everybody's cup of tea, and certainly I wouldn't want every one of my knives to be like this, but I love having a few shiny things in my collection. I like pretty things. I like shiny things. That's why I married my wife. Where the hell was I going with that? I had a point. I was building towards a point, and now that point is completely lost. Sorry for going on that journey with me and then having it derailed like that. I feel so bad. Really like this guy though. It is, oh yes, I remember. The only downside, other than the fact that it's not everybody's cup of tea, blah blah blah, the blade steel. It's 154 cm, which is fine, but not ideal. I'd prefer something a little better. It is a little odd to put that in kind of a showpiece like this, M390 or even S30V, S35VN, S45VN would be really cool. 154 cm is a little outdated. I don't know if they chose that because it's easier to polish, potentially. I don't know if anyone can confirm or deny that. But anyways, Protech SnG, really cool knife, really cool finish. One of the knives I don't see ever leaving my collection. It's just kind of a cool example. And the price point that these were at and what you can get on secondhand, for what you get, I think is just really cool. Protech USA. All right, guys, I'm out. See you.